He's gotten things going.
And Gonzaga's missed their last 6 field goals, and they also had 3 turnovers in that stretch as well.
And this Western Michigan team won their division last year, returned all their starters. So this is a quality ball club despite their 0-5 record coming into tonight. You can't take this team lightly just because of that overall record.
And it's a 2-point game with those free throws by Brown. Brown now with 8 points. He's leading all scorers in this game.
The kid is averaging .8 on the year. That's impressive.
Almost another turnover there. Saved by Mike Hart.
And if you notice, a sloppy possession, and look who gets up off the bench to check back in at the next dead ball.
Mr. Stockton. Gary Bell high off the glass. No good. Tipped out. Foul inside on Western Michigan. It'll put Rob Sacre at the free throw line. They may have gotten Shane Whittington here, number 21. Nope, they got Whitfield. That's his second personal foul, yes. 7 now on Western Michigan, so Gonzaga into the bonus.
And you're going to see this a lot throughout the year. As great as Kevin Pangos has played in the early part of the season, and as much potential that he has, he still is not fully acclimated to the college game. And by that I mean pace of the game. When a bigger, stronger guard gets up into you and really kind of makes you go where you don't want to, so now you're not able to get your team into the flow of offense. What do you do now? Gonzaga has the luxury that they can put in David Stockton.
There's a rare miss by Rob Sacre. Came in shooting 85% from the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Hit 29 of his last 32 coming in. I mean, that's ridiculous. He's 7 feet tall, ladies and gentlemen. There's some pressure. Brown did a nice job. Now Douglas inside, threw up a tough one. Whittington followed, no good. Loose ball, Hart tipped it to Douglas. Now Brown backs it out and got it to Ward. New clock. Stainbrook step back, air ball. Ward saved it to Brown.
Earlier in the game, Gonzaga was getting all the hustle plays, deflections, rebounds. Now it's turned the tide. Western Michigan is getting all those extra plays.
Yeah, you look at it, 8 offensive rebounds here already in the first half versus only 3 for GU. And when you start looking at the effort plays last 5 minutes, Western Michigan has come out on top by a large margin.
5 on the shot clock. Here's Ward by Bell. Lost the handle, out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
You mentioned it, start the game, Greg. Physical game. We watched a lot of those dribble penetrations for Western Michigan. It looks like there's a lot of contact, but these referees are allowing these guys to play. Adapt as a defender. Understand that the officials are going to let you play a little more aggressively here tonight.
I don't care what league it is or what team it is. If it's from Ohio or Michigan, they're going to play physical. Just been my experience. Sacre.
Nice feed off that dribble penetration from Mike Hart. And what I liked about Rob's catch and finish is he went straight up, didn't pump fake, didn't wait for somebody to come over for some contact, just went up strong right away on the catch.
That ball is dribbled on the sideline.
And who's in the middle of that? David Stockton again. Putting his hand on the ball and forces the turnover.
Again, David being a pest, getting your hands on balls, disrupting it, taking a scouting report, knowing what another team wants to do, and not allowing them to do it. He's doing a great job of that.
Austin Ritchie is checked in for Western Michigan, and Douglas will go to the bench. We have 1:33 to play in the first half, and it's a 4-point Gonzaga lead. Take a look at the top 25 now. North Carolina, Kentucky. Kentucky may have the most upside of any team in the country. Wow. That team is so young. The way they're beating guys now, by January or February, that might be a team that could beat NBA teams.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but they've got an absolute roster full of talent. Terrence Jones leading the way with that group.
Davis.
Phenomenal young talent, but I also like North Carolina. If you talk about taking a team with a point guard, understanding how to play, they can do that.
We'll go the last 16 minutes. Western Michigan starting to get things going. Still turn the ball over at too high a rate, 9 turnovers.
Here's Sacre. Too hard. Put back Hart. That was a strong rebound by Mike Hart.
That's what he's going to bring to the table now. 5 rebounds, leads both teams, or pardon me, leads GU with 5.
And a travel call.
Gonzaga got away with that one. That was a great middle cut off the UCLA set from Demetrius Ward. Just couldn't quite catch it clean and go up to finish.
You look at Mike Hart on the year coming into tonight, 2 of 10, has really struggled to score, but I think part of the adjustment for any player who starts getting some extended minutes is learning where and when his opportunities are going to present themselves. He's starting to figure that out.
Stockton picked up the dribble. Under a minute to go now, first half. Ritchie guarding Stockton. Zachary was wide open. Stainbrook was on the floor. Merninghoff misses from behind the 3.
Big defensive possession here for Gonzaga to end the half. If they can get a stop and a bucket, it would go into halftime with a lot of momentum.
Ward. That shot's off. Zachary the rebound. Gonzaga will play for 1.
Should play for 1. Let's see.
Gary Bell. Mike Hart now will bring it out. Smart play there by the walk-on.
It is a smart play. You got, he might have had a layup, but let's make sure we dwindle this clock down and get a shot that we want.
Who takes it?
Stockton, go high pick and roll.
Inside. Zachary left hand is good. There's the buzzer. Boy, I tell you what, that's some offensive execution at the end of the clock there, gentlemen.
Coach Few went out of his way to seek out David and let him know. Great play. And that, David's had a lot of big games. That might be his best overall half of basketball in his Zag uniform. Just a tremendous effort here in the first 20 minutes.
Did a great job drawing the defenders there. 2 of them left Zachary wide open down there.
Well, Rob set a great screen. David waited for it, came off it, made the big defensively commit to him. He did. Rob rolled, dropped it to him perfectly well. Rob sealed, and the great thing I liked from Rob right there, finishing it off with the left hand, protecting it from the defense.
36-28 our score. We're at the half. Come on back to Spokane. And welcome back to Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Second half just underway between Gonzaga, Western Michigan. 8-point GU lead to start this half. Harris back on the floor for Gonzaga. Carter, Stockton, and Zachary, the starting lineup. Left hook by Zachary, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Stainbrook. Gonzaga basketball, new clock. Tonight's halftime stats brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. Can't make the game? Watch it with us. All televised Gonzaga games are at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Great prizes, drink specials, and food. Submit your tickets for $10 EPC only at Coeur d'Alene Casino. Hope you got a chance to look at those. Here's Stockton. Found the opening, hits the shot.
Feeling things offensively. Now with 10 points leading GU, and
it's an easy game, isn't it, gentlemen?
Just
picked up right where he left off.
Slight shift towards that ball screen. The defender jumps. He just takes one hard dribble to his right and pulls up confidently for that jump shot. I tell you what, if he can start scoring for you consistently, that's only going to make him that much more valuable.
And going to make Kevin Pangos that much better. Those 2 are going to compete for years to come now. There's a foul inside on Whitfield. I believe that's his 3rd. That's the first of the second half.
Well, I think with the fact that Kevin came in with so much hype surrounding him, well warranted, obviously. He's been terrific as a freshman. I think David, for a lot of people, was an afterthought. A guy who had been a walk-on, had earned himself a scholarship, but really, that was a 1-year deal. I think they couldn't be more, more incorrect in that assessment. He's going to have a role at this program throughout his career.
Well, people that know the game, understand how it needs to be played, knows that David Stockton does the things that your team needs to have done to win games.
Loose ball. Zachary had it, lost it. Carter picks it up. Blocked by Stainbrook, and Carter will shoot free throws. And Stainbrook picks up his 2nd personal foul.
Marquise, just Mr. Opportunistic. The thing about Marquise is he's obviously not a high-level jump shooter, but he finds other ways to help you out, whether it be on the offensive glass, helping out defensively. He's been terrific defensively this year. Now with two steals tonight. That's 11 on the season through now this being the 4th game. So even if he's not able to knock down some of those perimeter jump shots, he's providing something else. And I think that's why Coach Few continues to stick with him, even with some of those offensive struggles.
Well, he showed the ability to knock down big shots throughout the second half of last season. If he can get himself a little bit more prepared on the catch, let those things go. He should start shooting the ball better this season.
He will.
I hope you're right, Mr. Heister.
I'm a big Carter guy. I think he's going to be fine.
Well, he definitely brings a big shot mentality that David does at times, but Pangos will as he grows and matures as a college player.
And who says these Zag guards can't defend? There's a 5-second call.
Well, again, David Stockton, knowing the scouting report, being a pest, making it uncomfortable in some way for the other point guard, and that's exactly what he did on that possession.
Forced 4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions for Western Michigan. 18-19 to play. We'll be right back. Here's tonight's Arby's trivia question. Who led the Zags in scoring the last time they faced an opponent from the Mid-American Conference? Was it Pargo, Heitfeld, Day, or Downs? Text your answer to 27297. We'll have the answer for you a little bit later in the show.
The question is, who was that opponent? Do you know the answer to that?
I'm trying to think. Share us some knowledge, Richard Fox.
Well, I'm not going to
break it down for us.
I'm not going to give it away.
I'm not going to give it away.
Big game. It was a big game.
NCAA tournament? I think I know who it was.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, Harris missed it. That would have brought the house down.
One of Coach Few's great strengths is coming out of timeouts, coming up with great plays. That time a misdirection, get it back to a lob for Elias Harris. Couldn't quite finish.
Zachary will go to the free throw line. Foul called on Shane Whittington. Whittington's second personal.
A lot more touches tonight for Rob on that low block. Seen it at the end of that Hawaii game. We talked about that earlier in the first half. But tonight, he's done an excellent job making himself available, trying to put some foul pressure on Stainbrook. And Western Michigan hasn't really come with any kind of help. So Rob's had the luxury of being able to go one-on-one really for the first time all year, and he's had some success.
Well, he had just 17 field goal attempts coming into the game. He's got 9 in this game so far.
And for a guy who's averaging nearly 18 a game, that's crazy.
It's because he got fouled so many times. So tonight, he's only shot in 2 free throws. He's about to shoot his third. He's yet to make one, which is odd for Rob. But I think he's been much more efficient as far as scoring the ball from the field tonight.
Zachary 1 of 2, and now 1 for 3 for the game. 13-point Gonzaga advantage. And now some pressure. Douglas almost threw it away. A little casual with that pass.
Gonzaga's showing a little 1-2-2, 3-quarter court pressure.
Douglas threw it off of Stockton. Western Michigan basketball.
Western Michigan had to call that early timeout, trying to regroup against that pressure, still having problems with it.
Broncos with 12 turnovers in this game. Gonzaga with just 5.
That's surprising. Gonzaga's has only had 5 turnovers, because there was a stretch in that first half where it seemed awfully sloppy.
Stainbrook, left hand. Blocking foul called on Hart.
Looked like the right call from that initial look. Excellent effort, Mike Hart coming over, but I thought he was late, and I think he still was inside that half circle. I don't know if we can get a look from this angle. He's there in time, but
must have been inside the circle. But for Western Michigan, that was great execution. That looked like a set design play coming out of that sideline inbounds play. Started to run a side pick and roll, slip the pick and roll, go right to the basket. Stainbrook had a chance at the 3-point play.
Stainbrook 0 for 4 from the line, has not looked good at all from the free throw line. That shot is off, rebounded by Whittington. Here's Ward, yet to hit a field goal for Western Michigan. And a foul called here. Hutchison was going up looking like maybe he was thinking about dunking that basketball, and Rob Zachary said no way.
You don't see that very often. I think the last guy I saw dunk on Rob, maybe the only guy is Bell out of Pepperdine a few years ago. Remember that?
Keon Bell.
Yeah, you probably called that game. Doesn't happen very often. Rob wasn't about to let it happen right there either.
Hutchinson hits one of the rare free throw makes for Western Michigan. Now 3 of 9 in this game. Zachary going out with 2 personal fouls, replaced by Sam Dower.
Well, Sam's able to come in early in the second half, much earlier than he has throughout the season. So maybe this is a chance for him to become more of a focal point offensively and really get himself going.
9-point game.